Imagine a world where everyone owes $5,700. Shocking, isn't it? But that's the average credit card debt per US adult. Yes, you heard that right. It's a staggering figure that stretches across every corner of the nation, touching lives in ways you may not even realize. Let's delve into the impact of this debt. It's like a chain that binds, holding people back from reaching their financial goals, from buying that dream house to starting a new business. The weight of this debt can be overwhelming, causing stress and anxiety and even straining relationships. However, it's crucial to remember that credit cards aren't the villains here. Misunderstanding and misuse are. Credit cards, when used wisely, can be powerful financial tools. But fear not, mastering credit cards is not rocket science. It's a skill that can be learned, and we're here to guide you. Credit cards, they're not just pieces of plastic, they're powerful financial tools. Credit cards are essentially a way to borrow money from a bank to make purchases. But they're not just about spending. They are also about building your financial reputation, known as credit history. So, how do credit cards work? Imagine this. You're at a store, you've found the perfect pair of shoes, but you don't have the cash to pay for them right now. That's where your credit card comes in. You swipe your card at the checkout, the bank pays the store, and you promise to pay the bank back later. It's like a short-term loan. But remember, the money you're spending isn't yours. It's the bank's. And the bank is not a charitable organization. They charge you for borrowing their money. This charge is known as interest. Interest rates can vary widely from card to card. Some might offer 0% interest for the first year. Others might have rates as high as 29%. The trick is to find a card with a low interest rate and to pay off your balance in full each month to avoid paying interest at all. Now let's talk about credit limits. This is the maximum amount the bank allows you to borrow. It can be as low as a few $100s or as high as several thousand. It all depends on your credit history and income. The last thing to mention is the payment terms. You will receive a monthly statement with all your transactions, your total balance, and your minimum payment due. It's crucial to at least make the minimum payment on time to avoid late fees and negative impacts on your credit score. However, making only the minimum payment each month will lead to more interest charges, and it will take longer to pay off your balance. That's why it's always best to pay your balance in full each month if possible. Now that we've grasped the basics, let's dive into the strategies to master credit cards. Budgeting, it's like dieting, but for your wallet. Now let's talk about the art of budgeting. It's an essential skill, especially when handling credit cards. Think of budgeting as your financial compass. It helps you navigate through your spending, ensuring you don't drown in a sea of debt. Creating a budget isn't rocket science. Start by identifying your income and expenses. Then categorize your expenses into needs and wants. Your needs are your non-negotiables, like rent and groceries. Your wants, on the other hand, are your luxuries. The trick is to allocate a specific portion of your income to each category. A popular method is the 50-30-20 rule, where 50% goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. Sticking to a budget can be tough, but remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Small, consistent steps will lead you to financial freedom. Remember, a budget is your financial blueprint. It guides you to responsible credit card use. Paying in full, it's not just an option, it's a strategy. When we talk about mastering credit cards, paying your balance in full each month is a crucial step. This practice not only keeps your debt levels in control, but also can save you a significant amount in interest charges. Imagine this. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that's not working for you, not growing in a savings account, not invested in your future. By paying in full, you're essentially giving yourself a raise. And let's not forget about the impact on your credit score. A lower balance means a lower credit utilization ratio, which accounts for 30% of your credit score. This could translate into better loan terms and lower interest rates in the future. Paying in full is a powerful strategy to keep debt at bay and to boost your financial health. So the next time your credit card statement arrives, remember, paying in full isn't just an option, it's a winning strategy. Minimum payments, they're like quicksand. The more you rely on them, the deeper you sink into debt. Let's take a moment to really understand why this is the case. When we say minimum payments, we're referring to the smallest amount you can pay on your credit card bill to keep your account in good standing. It sounds like an easy way out, doesn't it? Pay the least possible amount and move on with your day. But here's the catch. It's a trap, a very dangerous one. By making only the minimum payment, You're essentially prolonging your debt. You're kicking the can down the road, and with each kick, the can gets heavier. That's because the remaining balance doesn't just sit there waiting for you. No, it grows. And it grows at an alarming rate due to something called compound interest. Imagine it as a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts off small, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow, growing larger and faster. That's exactly what compound interest does to your debt. The longer you take to pay off your balance, the more interest accumulates and the larger your debt becomes. Now let's add another layer to this. While you're dealing with this growing debt, your credit score is taking a hit. A lower credit score can make it harder to get loans or even rent an apartment. So not only are you stuck in a cycle of debt, but your financial future is also at stake. So what's the solution? Pay off your balance in full every month. If that's not possible, pay as much as you can above the minimum. This reduces the amount of interest you'll be charged and helps you escape the quicksand of debt faster. Remember, credit cards can be a powerful tool, but only if used wisely. Don't let the allure of minimum payments blind you to their dangers. Avoid the minimum payment trap. It's a dangerous path to a never-ending cycle of debt. Credit card rewards, they're like the cherry on top of your financial cake. Now, these rewards, whether it's cash back, travel miles, or points, are essentially a way for credit card companies to thank you for using their card. But they're not just a token of appreciation. If played right, they can be a valuable tool to maximize your finances. Imagine, every time you swipe that card, you're not just spending, you're also earning. It's a cycle of give and take that can work in your favor. But remember, the key is to avoid falling into debt. Pay your balances in full each month. That way, you're not getting hit with interest that can quickly outweigh any reward benefits. And don't be tempted to overspend just to earn more rewards. That's like buying a plane ticket for the free peanuts. Credit card rewards can be your secret weapon to financial freedom, if used wisely. Mastering credit cards, it's not just about avoiding debt, it's about unlocking financial freedom. Indeed, the key to mastering credit cards is a combination of several tactics we've discussed throughout this video. Let's recap. Understanding your credit card is the first step. Familiarize yourself with the interest rates, fees, and grace periods. These are not just fine prints, but crucial details that can make a significant difference in your financial journey. Next, we talked about the art of budgeting. It's imperative to align your spending with your income. Overspending is a slippery slope that can lead to a mountain of debt. With a well-thought-out budget, you can use your credit card as a financial tool, not a crutch. Then comes the power of paying in full. It's easy to fall into the trap of making minimum payments, but this is a dangerous path. As we've discussed, minimum payments can lead to prolonged debt and a plethora of interest charges. Instead, aim to pay your balance in full every month. Speaking of minimum payments, remember the danger they pose. It might seem convenient, but it's a false sense of security. Minimum payments extend your debt period, multiply your interest, and can damage your credit score. It's a game you don't want to play. Finally, we delved into the secret of credit card rewards. When used wisely, these rewards can offer significant benefits. Whether it's cash back, travel rewards, or points, you can make your credit card work for you. But remember, these rewards are not an excuse to overspend. In essence, mastering credit cards requires a blend of understanding, budgeting, discipline, and strategic usage. It's not about fear, but about respect. Respect for the power that this small piece of plastic holds and the responsibility it entails. Master your credit card, and you hold the key to unlocking your financial freedom. Remember, your credit card is a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends on the skill of the user.